Your alarm goes off. You open your eyes. What's the first thing that pops in your head? How do you feel that moment that you wake up first thing in the morning? Good morning. It is time to wake up. It is time to rise and shine. It is time to smile. It is time to be your best. Do your best. Is this what you think about when you first wake up in the morning? Huh? Guilty. No. Hard pass. I do wake up in a happy mood. I'm not grumpy, but can I go to my coffee pot first? And oh my goodness, this morning I woke up, I stumbled out of bed, I walked to my coffee pot, and you didn't fill up the water in the back last night. Yikes. You didn't get it ready. No new filter, no coffee grounds. I was using K cups, y'all, but those are real expensive. So I use those when I want an occasional cup. Any other time, I'm going to make a little bit of a pot, at least 8 cups. Hey, y'all, it's Ashley with Simply Blessed Designs, and welcome to Unscripted Conversations, week 2. This is number 2. So, hey, if you are here, you came back for more. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Don't you know every single thing that you do every day becomes a habit? How long does it take to develop a habit? I'm going to have to Google that. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like 5 days or something like that. So, what are your daily habits? Me? I have an ADHD brain. So, normally when I start doing something, it may last a bit, may not. Poor Sam. One weekend, I was going to clean the whole entire house, right? So Sam comes in and he was like, whoa, it looks like something blew up in here. There was magazines in the floor that were on the coffee table, and there were clothes in the middle of the floor of the closet, and there were clothes all over the bed where I was folding laundry. The junk drawer was open and stuff was kind of strewed out everywhere. And I was in my craft room painting, y'all. You see, what happened was, one minute you're cleaning out your closet and then you see something in the floor. You pick it up and you're like, oh, well, this goes in the junk drawer. So then you open up the junk drawer to put that in there. And then you realize this junk drawer is horrible. I need to clean it up. Well, then as you're going through and cleaning it up, you see something that usually sit on your coffee table or would look really cute on your coffee table. So you walk over there and you're like, oh my gosh, it's covered in dust. So you pull everything off to dust it, and you know how it goes, and you start a bunch of stuff and you never really get done, right? Sam gets me. He understands this. He knows. Me, I have to literally, when I walk into work in the morning, I have to make a list of what I need to get done that day. I have to keep going back to my list and checking things off. It's kind of like being rounded back up. Like, that's what I have to do to my brain sometimes. List can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. It's all about your mindset. And that's what I'm focusing on today is mindset. You always hear the term mind over matter. Well, if you don't mind, it don't matter. No, that's not how it goes. How's it go, y'all? What's that saying? I know it's mind over matter. So I go and I make out my list. And sometimes I get really frustrated if I haven't crossed off but one or two things and I've been there for a full 8 hours. What did I do today? Sometimes you just have to ask yourself that. So, do you get upset? I didn't get anything accomplished today. I have all this stuff that I needed to get done. I didn't get anything done. What did I do? Did you scroll TikTok for hours? I get lost in TikTok. It's like a rabbit hole until I see something dumb. And then I'm like, okay, that's enough for today. Facebook's the same way. It's like a rabbit hole. You just keep getting sucked in and going further and further. Mindset. It's an amazing thing. So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to pick one skill or one goal that you want to accomplish and put all of your efforts in it. That's my goal every day. Does it happen? No. Sometimes. Most of the time, I try to pick things that are within reason, that I'm able to reach. You know what I mean? And once you have completed that task, you pick another. Did you know that you could make yourself happy? Your mind. If you see something and you immediately go to the negative, like, oh, I don't like that. Ew, look at that. That color is atrocious. And like we talked about last week, what is she wearing? Oh, judgment, right? Well, your mindset is who you are. Remember last week, we also talked about fruit of the spirit, right? So your mindset makes up who you are. It's what you portray, what people see on the outside. Did you know that you could make yourself happy, like I just said? Do you know that if you exercise, you release endorphins, and exercise, it just makes you happy? I read that somewhere. It makes you release endorphins. So while you're like walking to the mailbox and back in 100-degree weather and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. What was I thinking doing this? Sweat every single day. Exercise is important. It improves your mental health. It reduces anxiety, depression, negative mood, and improves your self-esteem. That's good, right? So I have a friend that no matter what, it is going to be nothing but negativity coming out of her mouth all the time. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful day. Oh, no, it's not. The sun is shining. I'm going to get sunburned. And oh my gosh, those clouds. Oh, I mean, everything that comes out of her mouth is negative. Do you have a negative Nelly in your life? I'm going to tell you something. You cannot be codependent on other people to make you happy. You do not let them tell you when you're happy and when you're not, right? Mindset. There are several things that I read constantly about mindset. Don't be around negativity. Don't depend on other people to make you happy. Stop complaining and appreciate how lucky you are every single day. Don't focus on your problems. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. There was one perfect person on this earth, and we are not him. Take your mistake, learn from it, and grow. We planted our garden. We made a mistake. We did it way too early. The ground was still cold. So this year, we're going to curb our excitement. We're going to be patient, and we're going to plant when the ground is warm. We took our mistake and we learned from it, right? Turn everything into a positive. I wake up in the morning, and I was telling you, I forgot to fix my coffee pot. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to let me forgetting to put water in a coffee pot change my complete outlook and my day. If you have a negative Nelly in your life, tell them goodbye. You need to say goodbye to people who do not bring positive energy in your life. But what's the second greatest command? Love your neighbor. You can love people. You just love them from a distance, right? Like my friend that I was telling you about that is always negative. Love them from a distance. Some people, you just have to struggle. It's like you have to make yourself love them. Whenever you're around them, no matter what you do, nothing is right. They complain about everything that you do. They fuss about you. I wonder what the underlying issue is sometimes. Like, what did I ever do to you that was so bad? There are a couple people in my life that I've been nothing but good to. Nothing but good to. And they treat me like that. And it's fine. If you are nothing but good to somebody and they treat you ugly, that's fine. Love them from a distance. I don't need that in my life. I don't need you in my life. I will love you from a distance. How do you do that? You pray for them. That's the easiest way to love somebody from a distance. Romans 12:21, we overcome evil with good. You can't pick and choose who you love. God says to love everybody, no matter how hard, no matter how stubborn or how evil. You just have to love them. Make it a point for yourself to do one good thing for someone a day. Matthew 5:46, don't just love the ones that love you back. Maybe they don't deserve your forgiveness or love, but you deserve peace. You deserve peace. Whenever I'm around that person, it is so awkward. It is uncomfortable. I don't even like being in the same room with them, but that's okay. Pray for them and let me have peace. Love is not how you feel about someone. It's praying for them or meeting a need when they have one. Love them from a distance, right? Change your thoughts and you will change your life. Do you know there is no such thing as a coincidence? I don't think so. There's no such thing as luck. I believe fully that God has a plan. I told you that last time. My friends kept telling me to start a podcast. My preacher was talking about a podcast in the sermon. I go out to my car, pick up the phone, and somebody is saying, "Hey, I hear what you talk about all the time on your voice memos. I would listen to your podcast if you started one." God always has a plan. Do you know, whenever something bad happens, you're stressed or you're sick or you've tried to do all of this so many different times, so many different ways, and it's just never working out, maybe you need to ask God what his way is, not our way. Sometimes you need to just say, "God, what do you want me to do?" Not, "Oh my God, what do you want me to do?" No, don't get frustrated and ask like that. Have you ever heard the saying, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans? That is the truth. That is the truth. Do you know Thomas asked Jesus to show him his hands and his side and his feet to prove to him who he was? But then Jesus said, "Blessed are those that believe and they have not seen." So let me ask you a question. How committed are you? When it comes to mindset and positivity, how committed are you? You might be listening and saying, "That's it. You're right. I'm going to start being positive. I'm going to turn everything negative into a positive. We got this." But how committed are you? Are you like egg committed from the chicken? Or are you like ham, pork chops, and bacon committed from the pig? Y'all ever heard the story about the pig and the chicken? Well, I don't know a story about it, but I do know that I heard my preacher talking about how they were committed, but in two different ways. When you're a chicken, your life is laying eggs, right? That's kind of what you do when you're a hen. You keep laying eggs. You're committed to laying eggs day after day after day, but the chicken still gets to run around. The pig, now that's full commitment right there, because the goal of the pig is to have pork chops and bacon and all that yummy pork that we like, but he doesn't get to run around afterwards. He is fully committed in what he does. So, mind shifts. Your mindset is based on mind shifts, meaning when you think of something, you should immediately change your thought process, right? So if you're having a challenge and what are you saying? "This is hard. I can't do it." Instead, say, "This is a challenge, but growth comes from challenges." That's how we turn it into a positive, right? Joshua 1:9, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid." Philippians 4:13, "I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength." So instead of saying the negative, "This is hard, I can't do it," turn it into a positive. "This is a challenge, but I can grow through this challenge." So we're going to start changing our negative thoughts into positive thoughts, right? You could be negative. "I've got a long way to go to be the person I want to be. I don't even know if I can do it. I don't even know if I can change." How about try to turn it into a positive? "I've come so far and grown so much from whom I was. I'm going to keep on growing. I'm going to turn every single negative thought in my mind into a positive." Develop a habit. Anytime a negative thought pops into your head, immediately say nope and turn it into a positive. Can you do that? One of the hardest things to do in life is to not worry. For me, and I know, Philippians 4:6, "Do not worry about anything. Pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all that he has done." I know. We are not supposed to worry, but human nature. Am I going to work and am I going to have enough money to pay my bills this month? Am I going to have enough money to pay for food, to feed my family? Am I going to have enough time to get all this done? Am I going to be healthy? I'm going to the doctor. What in the world are they going to say? There are so many thoughts that we worry about, right? Give it to God. Let God and let go. So how about this negative thought? "I will never reach my dreams. My goals and my dreams are so big. I can't do that. I can't do that." How about this? "Anything is possible and I can do amazing things. I just need to go one day at a time." That's all you need, right? To make a change, to make a habit, to develop anything, one step at a time, baby steps. Just like I just said, I'm going to repeat it. Philippians 4:13, "I can do all things through Christ who gives gives me strength. Are you a scaredy cat? I am a scaredy cat. I do not leave my house after dark. Xena Grace has to go potty, then Sam is taking her out. And I make it a point because right now it's getting dark around 5:30, 5:45. Can't wait for time to change. But I make it a point to make sure that she goes potty then, because once it gets dark, I'm not going outside. She can go potty when Sam gets here. But what does it say? Do you know that it says do not fear in the Bible 365 times? That is one for every single day, except for this year because it's a leap year, right? But normally one for every single day. Isaiah 41, do not fear, I am with you. Psalm 23:4, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalms 118:6, the Lord is with me, I will have no fear. Hebrews 13:6, the Lord is my helper, I will not be afraid. Luke 12:7, and again in 12:32. John 14:27, Lamentations 3:57, Haggai 2:5. Y'all, I could keep going 365 times, right? But I won't. So we're going to work on our habits, right? Just like we develop a habit of, me personally, I get up in the morning, I go to my coffee pot, then I get and do my Bible study, then I get ready for work, I go to work, I come home, I go to lunch. At lunch, I either get supper ready or unload the dishwasher, straighten up around the house, find a little something to eat in the meantime. I go back to work, finish my day. Habit, routine. Sometimes habits are good. Sometimes habits are bad. It's really hard to break a habit, isn't it? Because it becomes routine. There's a lot of things in life that causes us to think negative. A lot of things. Just like different seasons. They're different seasons. Sometimes you are just on top of the world. You have plenty of money in your bank account. You have nothing to worry about. You just went to the doctor and you got a great report. Your kids are doing amazing. If you have grandkids, they're doing awesome. Everybody is great. Everything is good until it's not. What goes up must come down. It all depends on how you view it. In life, we will face many different seasons. Each season comes with obstacles, challenges. In the scripture book, they call them trials. Many, many trials. But when something happens, who's the first person that you call? My car breaks down, I'm calling Sam. If I stub my toe at work, I'm calling Sam. If I get a mean customer at work, I'm calling Sam. If anything happens, I'm calling Sam. Sam is my person. And if Sam doesn't answer the phone, I'm calling my mama. I will call my mama in a minute. Don't make me call my mama on you. Who's the first person that you should call? Good or bad? Who's the very first person that you should call on? That's God. Instead of running to Facebook and posting something when you hear some gossip, or running to Facebook and trying to scroll in and say, they didn't post anything from this time to this time. I wonder if that's true. What did I hear? No, 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 no. Don't talk about people. Don't judge. Call on God. Love God just as much to call on Him first. When something bad happens, that's normally one of the first things that come out of our mouth. But what about when something good happens? When something really good happens and you hear some great news, instead of calling those people, instead of posting it on social media, do you ever stop and say, thanks God, I know that was you. He wants to be your best friend. I want you to love God just as much when you are on the top of that mountain as when you are in the low, low valley and you need Him. You don't just call Him when you need Him. You call Him all the time. He should be your number one speed dial. Just because you don't need a miracle right now doesn't mean that you don't need Him just as much. No matter what you are going through, life throws you curveballs all the time. We have struggles. We have daily struggles. Just like that person pushing that shopping cart with that stank look on their face. You have no idea of what they're going through, where they're at, or they could just look like that normally. But I'm trying to focus on the positive. People go through so many things this day and time: abuse, addiction, temptation, financial issues, marriage or relationship issues, health concerns, divorce, weight loss, stress. The list goes on and on and on. Challenges are in our everyday life, but you know what? They are put there to teach us, to grow us, and most importantly, to remind us to be humble. Humility. I can't wait to talk on that subject. But most of all, our challenges, our trials, they remind you of who you need to call on first. God is trying to develop your ungodly character. Hebrews 4:15-16. We have a God who understands our weakness and temptations. He wants to help you, restore you, protect you, love you with the perfect love that only comes from Him. Go to Him and He will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. He specifically says, give me all your burdens. Place all your burdens on me and go rest. My preacher always says you can fix anything with a nap and a snack. Anything. You're in a bad mood, nap and a snack. But before you get that nap and a snack, you better call on God. So let's recap, right? Your life is rooted in your daily habits. Your biggest asset is your mind. Keep it positive. Get the negative out. And it's going to take some time, especially if you're one of those negative Nellies. Don't be like that. An excuse only satisfies the person making it. If it isn't important enough to you, you will find a way. If you really want to do it, you will get up off your hiney parts and you will do it. You will be successful. You will succeed. I can't do that. I don't have the time. I can't do that. I'm not good like you are. I can't do that. No. Replace all of those thoughts right here, right now. You change your thoughts, you will change your life. Obstacles and detours, they're just guiding you to the right direction. We all go through challenges. We all go through trials. If you do something a million ways, I'm going to knock my drink over, flopping my hands around. If you do something a million ways and you get the same result that is not the one you're looking for each and every time, have you hit your knees and asked your best friend above, what am I doing wrong? Obviously, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Can you help me? Let today be today and let tomorrow be tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow. And don't forget, how committed are you? Are you the pig or are you the chicken? I'm going to end with Romans 8:28. God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. God has a plan for you. And if you remember that each and every day, no matter what you are going through, turn to God first and foremost. I end my prayer every single day with let your will be done, not mine. You want to make God laugh? Tell Him your plan. Tell Him what you're going to do. I hope you got something out of this today. This is just me and you talking, mostly me. Whatever comes on my heart is what I tell you. Maybe it's something in there that you needed to hear. But thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you'll come back for number 3. Thanks, y'all.